Cuidado, huh? I'm a bit excited with this wall. And the reason is simple. 2 or 3 of them broke by delivery. Problem is that we have no spare now.
And that's not good. If you start a project and you don't have any spare left, honestly, I'm super excited.
Okay, this is now a moment I'm a bit excited about because this huge thing here, backsplash.
The shop in San Jose told us we only have this one left. One.
This is going to break. We have a serious problem. Atención, atención, atención.
The delivery time was like 4 months, so we couldn't wait another 4 months for the delivery.
How to build a dream house in Costa Rica.
The biggest adventure of our life.
We are back with episode 10 of our little adventure documentary, How to Build a Green Dream House in Santa Teresa, Costa Rica. Our large design villa, working title Shrimp, is taking shape. In the entrance area, the concrete slabs are laid. All this under strict observation of construction site dog, Yam.
Yam, are they doing a good job? Yam es maestra de obra. La pera.
For the entrance area, our architect Salva came up with something special. Also and especially because the location of the house high above Santa Teresa does not require a long driveway.
I think we have a pretty unusual entrance because we have a covered parking. We have like a nice roof. We have a wooden ceiling. It feels like interior. It feels like you could literally live in the parking. And we have a concept of so-called concrete slabs. These rectangle concrete pieces called concrete slabs. And on these concrete slabs are these super nice small stones.
These are, as mentioned a few times already, Esther's absolute favorites.
I love the small little stones. It's just calm, it's meditative. First they have to sort like the good ones to the bad ones, like in the fairy tale. And then they have to hammer it in the concrete. I just love it. And it's a good feeling on the feet.
And thus, a good example that pretty design elements and functionality are not mutually exclusive. That's why the concrete slabs and the cute stones are found in various corners in the villa.
It's in the pool, it's in the entrance, it's on the sun deck of the pool, and it's in the garden area where you're going to have like a grill station and an outside sitting area. We use it actually to have like a contrast to all the wooden deck. They're luxury, they're comfortable, they're easy to clean, super important for maintenance because you don't need to clean them all day. If you would have everything in wood, it's a lot of maintenance all the time. If you have like a nice balance between concrete slabs and wooden deck, you minimize the maintenance and keep a nice contrast and style. And it feels super good on your feet, which is quite important.
Exactly, which I have already said twice. So a win-win-win situation.
In many houses, tiles are a small part of a big whole. In the case of our future design villa, we have developed a somewhat complicated but exciting tile concept that will make this villa a design villa. And today all the tiles arrived. Time to check if everything is there.
Andy, could you please explain me the idea of the bathroom tiles?
So the question is if my puzzle I created of all the different types of tiles are all here first in the right amount and the measures. I have to remind myself what was the idea. So the idea is we have 2 bathrooms on the same spot. One here and the other one is mirrored on the other side. So here we are going to divide it in two colors. One is here, it's black. So this is all black. And here on the other side, we're going to have like sand color. So it's very bright here and a bit more dark and cozy here. And the floor is going to be black metal, so it's a bit shiny. I think it's amazing because we have here a bathtub which is white. So it's like a contrast, again, contrast, right? And the rest is garden. So we have like green, white, black, sand. That's it. The idea with the tiles came actually literally from the construction itself. It's not that I had the idea when we did the plan with our architect, with Salva. It came when I was standing in the bathroom, in the open bathroom, and I thought, wow, this is big. Wow. Originally, our architect thought, okay, it's like a polished concrete wall. And I thought, no, we need something special. And the idea came when we discovered a shop in San Jose. This changed our whole idea of working with tiles. ¿Verdad? ¿Te gusta? Sí. Sí. Esa es toda la pared grande. Enfrente. Vamos a poner negro hasta aquí. La pared de la ducha es vertical como esto. Y el piso de la ducha son mosaicos.
Advantage, it's really cool and will unfold its glory later. Disadvantage, the tile concept is a bit demanding and needs a lot of explanation, of calculation and communication.
So, what is now actually exactly the idea?
Be different. The idea is be different, actually. Contrasts, again, contrasts need different colors, but not like super weird or random. So on purpose, right? And that's the general idea, to make it colorful, to make it special, to make it different. We call ourselves design villa, so you need to choose design tiles. And this is what we did.
Other bathroom, other color.
Okay. And here it's going to be green. So this is all green.
The reason is easy, we're floating through the jungle, so we have green here, outside, and green inside.
And this is going to be sand color again. So the shower is sand, all the rest is going to be green. Sand here, green here.
I love this green, I am totally in love with this green.
What's the name of the green?
Wow, Vidrium. Vidrium?
No.
Vidrium?
No. Viridium.
Viridium. Shit. So I know the names, like
Venom.
the tile names. It's Venom. Venom is black. Afterglow is sandy color, and Viridium is green, right? Am I right? And the Glocal?
This shop delivers literally every taste you have. Gives you like a huge opportunity to combine things because you know you will find the things that you're looking for. They literally have everything. It's like a modular system that they have. We discovered like 2 collections we were super convinced about and super excited about.
Color number 4 is actually the same color that we have like for the main shower part. So it's sand color. So all the floor is sand color. So in this room, in this room, and in this room, sand.
And what's this? How will the kitchen be?
So we have the same structure, like the same collection of the tiles of the floor in rust color. So the rust color is going to be like here in the L shape, like L shape, L. It's covered in rust. And the same rust as a backsplash here again. So. And the rest of the kitchen has the same color as the floor tiles. So we have only 2 different colors. And the amazing thing is that the rust speaks the same language and has the same atmosphere as the wonderful wooden wall there.
The collection you have like a huge advantage that you will always keep the style. Even if you are taking different colors, it's the same style. So it will always fit. It's really, really dangerous if you take like different colors of tiles from different collections and they don't fit to each other, you mess it up. But with this collection, I knew from the beginning it will work out pretty well. It's really nice. And the rest is more about the dimensions. Do you take like 60 by 120 or 30 by 60? or 30 by 30. So you have the full opportunity. And let's say the size of the tiles was made by the dimensions of the general structure. So big walls, big tiles. Smaller walls, smaller tiles.
I can only advise anyone who also wants a more sophisticated tile concept, has the right square numbers from your architect, to give and check 2 times. Because many tiles on the wall and the floor means quite a lot of math, and should think a lot and discuss how to lay or attach the tiles.
This concept of tiles is like a puzzle. We talked about how we are going to lie the pieces of the tiles. They are 80 by 80, so it's math, right? So you have to see where you start, where you end. There's the kitchen, so if you cut something, it's not important because you won't see it there, because it's covered by the kitchen. So you would see it here if you would cut here. Here, or this part is working out totally, so we don't need to cut, which is obviously nicer.
As every room is different and you try in advance to choose the size of the tile that fits to the room, meaning that you don't have to cut too much, because cutting of a tile is difficult. The tile can break and sometimes it looks bad. The symmetry of the room can go wrong if you have a cut at the wrong part of the room. So to avoid the cuts and to find the symmetry of the room, first they measure everything and think of how and where to put the tiles. Then they actually do it without the glue. So they put it at one wall and see how they can do it and where the cut is not that visible. But you have to think first before you do it, because as soon as you use this kind of glue material, the tile is broken. You have to start with a plan ahead. Our constructor bought, especially for the project of the Casa Shrimp, a new cutting machine, a cutting board, because we have huge tiles, very expensive high-end tiles. Before that, they used to cut all the tiles with their own little hand machines with a disc, which would break the big tiles. It's okay-ish for the small tiles, but it's not ideal. And now with this cutting board, you can work way more precise and you break less tiles. So you don't use that much of the spare tiles. There are 2 things for me where you can tell the site is moving into a new phase. Beside tiles and floor, that is definitely windows and doors. Our window master Juan is there to measure our windows and sliding doors. Andy is just looking for the right Spanish word for the frosted glass again.
La mitad es...
No es leche.
Pero siempre lo mismo resultado.
San Blasting.
San Blasting, sí.
Leche.
Y el otro normal.
Cabra.
Claro.
For me, the window people are very, very important, because the windows give the soul to the house. And the moment when they measure it is basically the beginning of that.
What do you think we're going to do here? If we don't leave it open, it's weird, but we have to know like a regular one, right?
Normal, and we make a persiana roller. A normal one, and we add a persiana roller. Contrary to popular belief, everything always takes a long time in Costa Rica. It also works the other way around though. When it comes to windows and doors, everything runs super uncomplicated and what feels like the speed of light. Really impressive. Juan comes, talks to you, you tell him which window where, he measures and leaves. And I think like 2 weeks later they come and install it. For me it's fast. I don't know the normal speed of the window production, but I think it's super fast.
Finally, the laying and the setting of the tiles has begun. Our Spanish now is so advanced that we can explain most things quite properly. But of course, explaining a concept is already not easy in your native language, and communicating it to other people in other languages is definitely a challenge. But speaking helps most of the time. So, what is the most complicated? ¿Qué es lo más complicado en este trabajo?
Que no quede el dientecito.
¿Ah?
Que no quede el dientecito y no quede encaramada.
Ajá.
Correcto. Viéndole eso ya, todo va bien. Correcto. Y el nivel, el plomo. Correcto. Contra la plomo de la pared. Que viene al cachete.
Es matemático.
Es de...
Calcular.
Correcto. De práctica. Correcto.
So it's actually a mix of simple math and just plain trying. In this construction phase, where it is now about design details, we have made it to our mission to always be responsive whenever possible. The more complex the design idea, the quicker it can lead to mistakes that you regret later. And that can also cause extra costs.
It's complicated enough to communicate design ideas in your native language and culture in a way that someone else understands. In a new language and a very different culture, it's even more challenging, probably for everyone involved.
No está correcto. Todo este pared es blanco. El jardín es negro. Dentro, esta parte es en la idea dentro, no el jardín. Esta parte no está correcto. Todo esta parte, la línea es la línea natural. Jardín negro, todo el resto blanco. Baño blanco. Sí. La tina es blanco. El contraste de la pared, blanco a negro, y las tierras están blanco, ¿verdad? Por eso, esa es la idea.
Well, that happens pretty quick because the guy wasn't there when I explained it. He had like a breakfast break, so he missed the explanation, and that's why he took the wrong thing. I explained everything like 2 or 3 times, but it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle, and I think I'm the only one who knows. Like, I don't know. It's my fault actually.
Basically, it's amazing how few mistakes there have been so far. Okay, Andy's tile concept is anything but simple if you haven't developed it yourself.
How many different tiles we have in terms of color and size? We have colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 5. Let's see. We have the green, we have the black, we have the sand color. We have another kind of sand color, but it's not sand, it's, they call it Antarctica, which is not white. It's like a mix of white and beige, metallic. And we have this rust. So 5 colors. Shapes, we have 60 by 120. We have one huge tile, which is actually 2.78 m by 2.78 m. We have 60 by 60, we have 80 by 80, we have 30 by 60, and we have 30 by 30. 5 colors, 5 sizes.
Why do you think it was complicated for the workers?
It was not only the different sizes and colors, we combined horizontal and vertical.
So you see, lots of opportunities to make mistakes, but also a lot of chances to create a really nice and different design house. But what we didn't and probably couldn't consider when creating the concept is that the partly disastrous conditions of the road on the Nicoya Peninsula makes every ambitious tile idea a risk when it comes to delivery.
So if you ask yourself why there is one part missing here, because 2 of the big ones here, of the big tiles, were broken by the delivery. We only have 2 spare left. That's why we decided, okay, let's do the first bathroom until here ready. Then we continue with the other one on this side. And then we see if we have still the 2 left, because if we cut them here, because we have to cut them in 2 pieces, like in half, and there's something breaking, we might have like a big problem.
One thing I was really concerned about was the delivery. Because there's like a rule, if you buy tiles, you have to have like a spare of around 15%. So square meter plus 15% spare, and it should work out no matter what. Problem is, if you have like huge tiles like these 60 by 120, 60 by 120 is like this by this. Can you imagine what happens if like you have a spare of 15%? I don't know, it's like one tile of this size, or maybe two. So if the delivery is not like working out pretty well, especially with these weird streets in Santa Teresa, with all the bumps and all the dirt roads, I was concerned that they are going to break. And they did. So we had a problem with at least two parts of tiles, of the big one in the bathroom, and one huge problem in the bedroom number 1, because we wanted to have like big tiles in the bedroom number 1 to break the dominance of the wooden ceiling and the wooden floor, with some tiles as well.
Cuidado, huh? Este paredes podría ser un problema. I'm a bit excited with this wall, and the reason is simple, because it's the same problem that we have in the two bathrooms. The tiles for this wall are 60 by 120. Problem is, 2 or 3 of them broke by delivery. Problem is that we have no spare now.
Our spare broke with the delivery. And that's not good. If you start a project, putting tiles, like these huge tiles on the wall, and you don't have any spare left, honestly, I'm super excited. And I was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Because, you know, the delivery time was like 4 months. So we couldn't wait another 4 months for the delivery. Whenever you order big tiles, be aware about the spare and the risk you're taking. So maybe you start with a plan B before you do the plan A.
Okay, this is now a moment I'm a bit excited about, because this huge thing here, it's the backsplash. It's the only one that exists here. So this is going to break. We have a serious problem.
Al centro también, no puedan entrar ahí. Ok, ¿se han vuelto ustedes o nosotros?
Por la cocina.
Suave, suave. Vamos, güeycito. Vamos, güeycito.
Ay, 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 ay.
Vamos, güeycito. Vamos, güeycito.
Atención, atención, atención.
I was super nervous when the big ones arrived, especially when the big one arrived, because the shop in San Jose told us we only have this one left. So, one. And we will deliver one big tile, 270 as a backsplash in the kitchen. I said, okay, what happens if this is going to break? Because this is part of the concept, and it's a combination of the backsplash, and that speaks with the kitchen island, which is covered by the same type of style, only smaller. So I was super nervous and said, please, please, be nice. Be nice to this tile.
So we talked to everyone in advance and explained the somewhat delicate situation to them. Finally, it worked. Wow, okay, it arrived. So I'm happy. So what do you think?
Biggest piece of porcelanato I ever saw. Look.
Okay. Well, it's, yeah, almost. No, it's not exactly.
In fact, it's big.
It's big, yeah.
Moving on to my favorites, the windows and doors are being installed. From measurement to installation in just 2 weeks. I don't have a comparison to Europe or the US, but I think that's pretty quick.
It's so cool that they installed the very first window of trim. Really excited about that. Yay!
In the bedrooms, we ordered sliding doors with screens. Why? is probably self-explanatory. In the living dining area, we opted for a different shape of window. In shrimp, we have two different kind of sliding doors. One is the classical one, where you have like 2 or 3 parts and you can slide like this, everything together with a mosquito net. That means like 3/3. 2/3 are open, but 1/3 is always a window. Advantage of the sliding doors is that you can have a mosquito net. The disadvantage is that you always have 1/3 is still a window. That's why we chose in the living kitchen area, we chose a different system. I call it accordion window. I don't know the official name. It's because it's like, it's going all on one side, like on 2 sides, but it will be small like this. Big advantage, we can completely open the 75 square meter living room area and enjoy the sea view from every square meter of the room. Since the outdoor area in the tropics is used at least as much as the indoor area all year round, it makes sense to think about how to make both one. And with these doors, you can achieve just that.
The main reason to use those is you don't lose space because you can open it so wide, because you like the accordion effect gives you the opportunity to open all the space. It's literally, if you open this house is totally open, and this is what 95. I really love. Huh?
95%.
95%.
So the advantage of the accordion window is that you can have open 90 or 95% of the whole huge window area is open. It's an 11 or 12 meter wide openness with only like 5 to 10% of like folded window left. So it's amazing. It's the advantage. The disadvantage is you cannot install a mosquito net there. Plus, if it's closed, you have a lot of black beams. Because the accordion doors are only like this to make it really small, but when it's closed, you have beam, 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 beam. It's beautiful, but you see a lot of beams.
Oh yes, and then there was the window gate.
And here is Andy's favorite window. The window he put a lot of emotions in. Here it is. Oh, I will never forget this window anymore. And there is the second one. Da-da-da-dum.
Short and sweet for those who have not seen the first episodes. We had simply missed these 2 windows in our planning.
We did a mistake. This is the mistake we did.
This is the wall, and this is the view you have.
We are going to have here a huge window.
Okay, in the end it was not quite that big, but it did have a great view to the sea. An extra effort that was definitely worth it.
Wow! That's our mistake.
Your personal trauma.
That's not my trauma. No. But it's super nice, right? I like it. I like it a lot. So finally, happy end. The window thing was my biggest concern at the beginning, and finally it worked out. It was super correct that we changed it, and I'm really happy that we did what we did. Now I'm happy everything is exactly how it should be. We have light in the room.
I don't know if it's an official certification or a certain stage in construction, but this moment here for me is like when raw construction merges into the next phase in getting like a real house.
The moment when the windows are installed, it's like, I don't know, it's giving the house an eye or a soul. It's the moment where the house becomes a house because you can close it.
When you have like doors, windows inside, so you can close everything, for me it's a house I can live in.
For me, it's the moment where the house becomes a house. It's a very good moment. I love that moment.